It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. I know it's been long. Went on a little rant there talking about the sports. But, I get excited. I get real excited. But without further ado, I got AKA in the building here to talk about some of this pop culture stuff. You know how we do it. We love to dive deep into the current events and pop culture from the last couple of weeks. And, we had to get none other than AKA to join us to talk about these topics. So how you feeling today?
Feeling good. I got to detox a little bit. Did a lot of drinking last week, so yeah.
Okay. Did a little drinking, did a little working out too, right? You know.
Yeah. I got not another bar and some weights over here, so I can actually get back into the routine again.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, Best of Bias listeners who's been quarantined, hit up this guy. He knows a lot about home workouts. If you're working out from home now, trying to readjust going back into the gym, hey, holla at him. He got you. You feel me? So, let's start off with one of these topics, man. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. You got an update for us on that?
I mean, it's been rescheduled. I think till I think it was September. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, they were going through the whole situation where they had his sparring partners coming out saying that they weren't, they didn't have corona, but one of them did in particular, who was in part of his camp, and they were saying that they actually had a paper saying that both of them were contaminated with COVID, but then the other one was saw at a UFC fight, and he came out and was like, "Nah, I got tested. I found out that apparently I was so-called, COVID positive by looking at an article." He was like, "But my doctor told me I didn't have it." So that was one, and then they have like a picture of Tyson Fury at a dealership, and they giving shouts out to him to come by, and I don't know if he purchased a car or whatever he did, but this is like supposedly dated after the fight had been canceled. So it's like, what's the deal? And now he's coming out saying that it's not his fault that this happened. It was his training partners. Pretty much he's trying to pass the buck onto them, but I mean, a lot of people have noticed that there's always been a routine with Tyson Fury where when it comes to rematches and shit like that, he figures out ways to just divert or like prolong them or just not do them at all. So, I know he's always had like.
Do you think he's scared, or you think he's just like trying to put off the fight because he's not going to be in shape enough, or what do you think it is?
I mean, he's never really in shape enough, but he gets the job done. But I don't know. He has like a lot of mental issues and stuff like that he said in the past. So it might be a little bit of fear because, that first fight was so close. And then that second fight, maybe it was just him dominating Wilder because Wilder was used to a certain style, or maybe it was something wrong with Wilder. And, there's always that thing in the back of his head probably. And not to mention, I mean, it's Wilder. Wilder always has that eraser. So you can go in there and know that you're a better fighter than this dude. And all he got to do is touch you one time and you go to sleep. And that can fuck everything up, so he always has that fear in his head. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of being afraid, and because he did the same thing to Klitschko when he beat him, and Klitschko was a great fighter, and he just prolonged that whole rematch and then retired from boxing after he won the title, which is why, it just kills me to, they go off and on these little things about he's the greatest heavyweight and whatnot, and it's like he's beat a couple notable people too, to be exact, to me, only two that were I would say we'll put him in a ranks of being a good, but I mean one of them was at the end of his career, and the other one always had suspect skills. He just had a fucking eraser, So it's like when you have somebody who has good skills, which I think Tyson Fury has great skills as a boxer.
Right.
I mean, if you have a good game plan and you're able to avoid that eraser, you can win. And the first fight he wasn't able to avoid it, which got the draw. But the second fight, he completely demolished him, which it just looked really off because you never seen anybody do that to Deontay Wilder. So,
Right.
and then I feel like with the clips that they're putting out, that Deontay Wilder's team is putting out, is maybe it could be affecting him mentally
It's
because you never,
scaring him, right? Yeah.
yeah, because if you look at all Deontay Wilder's old training footage, he's stationary. He's training like he boxes. He just stays there flat footed and just waits for the perfect shot. Boom, throws it out. And in those ones, he's bouncing around. He's doing like nice moves, good body shots, doubling them up.
And you'd have to think
Combination.
Wilder's more motivated because he got embarrassed. I mean, his last fight, he lost. He had all this hype. And did he lose during Black History Month?
I don't remember. Probably. It sounds like it's like
it was just. I feel like he has to be at the lowest of lows, and he has to work his way up and make this comeback. And I feel like it was his opportunity. And then he tried to set him up.
I feel like it's also partially his fault because, like, even though it's a good chance that it's a possibility that whatever he said happened really did happen. I'm not gonna just say that's preposterous or whatever bullshit, but it's a possibility some foul play was going on. But either way, even in the fight before that, if he would have just took boxing, like, how do I put it? I don't know if this is 100% true, but I heard like before with Rampage Jackson in UFC,
Mm-hmm.
he never cared to train on ground game and shit like that. So whenever he took those situations, it was bad for him, you know.
Yep.
And I feel like he felt like his power was so much better than everybody else that he didn't need that. So I feel like Wilder is in that same boat where he feels like, I don't give a fuck what goes on in the fight. All I gotta do is touch you one time and you're going to sleep.
Yeah.
I feel like he never really capitalized on the earlier years and working on like footwork and head movement.
How old is
he? I think he's almost 30 or he's in his 30s. I don't know exactly, but I know he started off really late in boxing.
Okay.
So it's like he had a lot of time to really work on it. Maybe he did work on it because I was hearing his trainer say that, because his trainer, even though his new trainer is his new trainer, he's actually been with the camp for a while.
Right.
And they actually fought each other in the past too. And Wilder knocked him out because he knocked out pretty much all of his fighters. But that guy was known for being more of a slick-footed heavyweight, And he said that, like, I've seen Wilder train and I've seen him fight like that. He can't do it. He just chooses not to when he gets in the ring. So, maybe that's why he took it upon himself to be like, no, I know you can do this, so it's how we're gonna train. This is how you're gonna fight. We're gonna make sure when you go inside of there, you fight like I know you can, and not like, So, and if he goes in there and does that, and that will give him that much of an edge over Fury, because now he'll have that knockout power and he'll have the defense and offense techniques to counter some of Fury's.
But my thing is, do you think there's gonna be a fourth fight? It would have to be, right?
It would be. I mean, I think there would be, but it would be dependent on if Wilder wins and how bad he wins by.
Right? Yeah, because if he wins, that'll be draw Fury and then Wilder, which you would have to have one more fight to see ultimately who's the best, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But I feel like if Wilder goes in there and completely like just demolishes Fury, I don't see Fury even wanting to fight him again. not to say he's a bitch, but Fury's mental is just like weird like that. You know?
I feel it. Yeah.
Like he was depressed and shit like for no reason before, gained hella weight and was like talking about suicide and shit. So it's like his mental is very, very fragile.
I feel that for sure.
Such a big dude, But if he goes in there and it just gets edged out, then maybe he won another fight, to prove who's the best, or he'll use the whole thing. Well, look what I did to him compared to what he did to me,
right?
So it's like there's always gonna be a little asterisk in this shit. So
I feel it. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of egos and mental fragility, let's go into this Jake Paul and T. Woodley fight. Let's talk a little bit about their presser they had. First and foremost, are you going to be watching this fight? Are you interested in this fight?
I'm interested in it. Like, I would lie if I say that I didn't want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. 'Cause I really don't like him. Like his personality. I like his brother. I listen to his brother's podcast. I think his brother has grown a lot and is a lot more mature. And like when he was younger. And Jake is just like, and I don't know if it's an act or not, but every time he's on anything where a camera's in front of him, he has this douchebag personality that is like you want to see somebody like that get punched in the face.
Right.
And I haven't really fed into the he's big and bad and a great boxer because he hasn't fought anybody that actually would prove that to me yet. You
or
know, like
or that's the there at all.
yeah, exactly. Like I look great when I fucking punch the punching bag over here. I'm
Right.
like, I look like I'm a fucking superstar, but I haven't been in the ring with anybody. I might get in the ring and fucking get my ass handed to me. Who knows? So it's like if you put like somebody in front of me who is just like an average fighter, I know I'll demolish the fuck out of them. But you put somebody in front of me who has some skill, I'm probably gonna get my fucking jaw broke. So
Hmm.
it's like, and I feel like they purposely like got him good enough to where he looks good, but they just don't put anybody in front of him. It's a term called cherry picking in boxing, and that's where you basically pick people to design your career so you can get longevity in the career, have a lot of names behind you, but then you'll have a faulty resume.
Right.
And a lot of fighters do it. They do it for different reasons. Like, for example, if you want to have a real like boxing career, you can go ahead and start off with some people just to test your fighter, see if he's as good as you think he is. Put him in against a no name nobody, and then as he beats that guy later on, get him against a journeyman, and so on. And then you get him against an ex champ who maybe is behind, past his prime and see what he can do. And
Right.
then that's when you start giving in the real competition and people who are like, we don't know then, 50-50 fights.
Hmm.
They do it to everybody. They did it to Lomachenko. It didn't work out for him in his what was his first fight? I forgot which fight it was. He wanted to go in and immediately get a champion, and they gave him a champion who was, an older champion. I forgot what his name was. He's a Mexican dude, and that guy, even though Lomachenko was a better boxer than him, he wasn't seasoned enough as a professional. He still had that amateur mind state,
Right.
fighting amateurs. And there's a lot of stuff as far as like pros that, especially seasoned pros, do that you don't that's just not allowed in
Hmm.
some of it may be called sneaky or underhanded, but it's just ways that certain fighters fight to get the upper hand, and he wasn't used to that, and it cost him the fight. He didn't pick up on it until later rounds, and it was already over by then.
Hmm. I
So he
feel
ended
that.
up losing. Now, like to me, I feel like if they were to fight again, Lomachenko will wipe the floor with him, even though he's kind of older now, and I don't think he would ever fight him again. But it's like that's one of the issues with putting somebody up who in the early in their career, but they thought Lomachenko, because he had like 400 and some amateur fights, and he only lost like one or two,
Hmm.
that he would be able to pull it off. But with the Paul dude, they're like getting people who aren't even fucking boxers. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you
Yeah.
bus driver, come here real quick. Come here real quick.
Exactly. Put on
Can
these
you go ahead?
gloves. All
Yeah,
shit.
I want you
Yeah.
to when we get you a star trainer, and you're gonna train for a couple weeks. Come in here and fight Jake Paul. He's a YouTuber. You got this. Type
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
think
there's no. Go ahead.
I'm thinking T Wood got this though. Do you think he's gonna lose? What are you
I'm
thinking?
gonna, I'm gonna put it like this: it Tyrone Woodley of the past would have been no doubt at all. Tyrone Woodley of right now, I still lean like 85 to 90% that yes, he's gonna do it. But there's still that undermining thing where like, because I feel like even though he's still physically there, his confidence isn't the same as it used to be. And even with low confidence, I mean, I don't see him losing. I don't know. It's just hard.
Yeah, he's a
I don't see.
champion.
If he
That's
does lose, it'll barely be by points. It won't be by no fucking knockout. I just don't. This man has been hit with like fucking what is it, like 6 ounce gloves, however small
right.
the fucking gloves are,
Right.
and by it takes a lot for him to actually get laid out. So it's like I don't know. And I mean,
It's
even though
nuts.
he doesn't box, he hits hard as fuck.
And yes, you see those clips that
Oh,
they
I've
put
seen his
together.
fights. I've
Yeah,
watched
I
his.
have too.
I
But
followed his career.
it's just like as they put these clips together, it's like seeing how hard he be hitting people when
Yeah.
he. Yeah, it
But it's like there's a difference. There's like there's stand up fighters, MMA, and strikers and stuff, and then there's wrestlers. He is a wrestler that can punch.
hmm.
He is not, he's not like there's fighters like I think there's Chuck Liddell who's a striker, but he can avoid being taken down. But on the ground, in the past when he got to the ground, it was nothing. But then you got fighters like I don't know if you know what Rashad Evans was. He was known for
Hmm.
being a great wrestler,
Hmm.
and he did a lot of what I call prison sex, where you just pretty much like dry rape the person on the ground for the whole fucking fight. But he did work a lot on his striking, and he actually was able to do good with boxing. He had fast hands
Right.
and whatnot. But I mean, when it comes to actual like people who come in and know how to box, know how to strike properly, head moving and stuff, you got to look at people like what is his name again? Israel Adesanya. Adesanya.
Yeah.
people like that. So
Hmm.
those are real strikers, man. And to
Max
me,
Holloway.
yeah, there you go, Max Holloway. But to
Hmm.
me, I will put T Woodley like in the league of I wouldn't even put him in the same realm as Khabib, because I like Khabib to me has done okay with striking, but he's never really won a fight with striking really
Right.
that I could think of. It's always like a bunch of ground games, wear the person out or whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, Tyrone Woodley is a wrestler that can just punch really fucking hard. And sometimes he'll use that punch to set up takedowns and then beat you up on the ground. And sometimes that, but a good amount of times that punch is all he needs. You know,
Damn. Yeah.
Josh Koscheck. What was the motherfucker's name again? Bald headed dude, the one that Robbie Lawler, I think it was. Yeah, he fucking cleaned his clock too. So it was like, you know, yeah, he hits hard. Just feel like
Yeah,
that.
it's
So
nuts to think that Jake Paul even thinks he has a chance. That's why I'm tripping.
yeah, I really don't have enough confidence in Jake Paul at all to be like he is gonna beat Tyrone. Like I will say that Tyrone Woodley has lost his touch,
Yeah,
but it's
to
not
like
like
those are
but
top MMA competitors that he's losing to in these championship fights.
exactly. And then like his last fight, it wasn't like he got in there and got demolished at all. He got in there was that was like a fucking fight. That was a
Hmm.
real. It was just that a lot of times when you go into firefights, that's why in boxing your coaching will tell you don't get into a firefight because firefights look great, but somebody's gonna go down,
Yeah,
and it could. There's no prediction. There's no way to predict that it's gonna be you or the other person because you're just throwing punches at a person and throwing punches back.
right.
And in that situation, that's what was going. He was just going crazy. They were going at each other. Somebody had to go down, and it happened to be him.
Hmm.
You know, so it's like, but it was a great fight nonetheless. It was
Right.
competitive for what it was. It was competitive at the moment, and it wasn't like no super dominant performance from the other guy. It was just he caught him and took advantage of that shit like a motherfucker. So
And it's just me. I just think I don't know. He's talking about trying to fight McGregor. I think this is as high as Jake Paul should go. At the press, he seems scared. He might be training his ass off. I don't know how he's talking. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit you round two, head pavement. Your brain's gonna be rattling in your skull. Instant concussion.
he
Like
has to
what?
talk. He
Like
has.
what are you even talking about, bro?
I feel like he like sat in front of a mirror and like practiced his shit and was like,
Exactly.
"This is what I'm gonna say at this moment."
But he
And
was
it,
shaking in
and I,
his boots.
yeah, and I mean like you can't try and scare somebody who not only has been a champion for a long time, but has been fighting in MMA where you gotta fear knees, getting choked out,
Right.
elbows, punching, getting slammed in your fucking neck, all kind of stuff. I don't think you're gonna scare him being a YouTube fucking sensation who's knocked out some people who I don't want to say they're nobodies, but as far as boxing goes, they're peons. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
It's nuts. It's nuts to me. Well, I think it's like in August, like August 26th or something like that, as far as
Yeah.
the boxing match. If you're into it, I mean, I'm going to be watching regardless. I don't know if I'm going to pay for it or not, but I'll be watching regardless.
Yeah.
Just to see if T Wood can hold it down and actually knock this guy out and actually, give him something to work for. If he really wants this boxing life, he's going to have to get knocked down a couple times, have to make the redemption story happen, have to, start from the bottom. He ain't going to just get thrown into boxing and win every match. It's not gonna go
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm like if I put money on it, I'm putting money on T Woodley.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, I'll probably watch it. I'm pretty sure I'll watch it.
You know what I'm saying?
I hearing like rambles about after Anderson Silva fought against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and he just demolished him as far as like boxing goes. You see that fight?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah, they actually had a fight. I think it was last month, something like that.
Oh, I did. Anderson Silva put on some boxing gloves.
Oh yeah, he actually did good.
Yeah,
Like his punches didn't look hard at all, but he was outboxing him entirely the whole fight. There was
yeah,
maybe like 4 moments where I say Julio Cesar Chavez, who's an ex-champion and was supposed to be a real boxer, although I think his dedication to the sport is very questionable. But you would expect him to look way better than that,
mm-hmm.
and not let somebody who is not boxed but one boxing match his whole life. And he does a lot of MMA, and of course a lot of it is MMA is stand up. Not all, a lot of it is, but still, it's like boxing is completely different. You know, you're not gonna let somebody who, you know, plays street hockey come in and fucking beat the shit out of you in a hockey game if you're a professional hockey player, you know? It's like, I don't know, not to compare like UFC to street hockey, but I'm saying in terms of boxing, UFC would be street hockey to hockey, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
Now, you know, as far as fighting, no, it's totally different. But when it comes to just stand up boxing, yeah, of course, boxing's gonna have the edge on that. And Anderson Silva didn't just beat him; he looked impressive, you know.
Speaking of
So
Anderson Silva, I think he's supposed to be fighting Logan Paul next.
that's what I was saying. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're supposed to be having looking up a fight, and I mean, I would like to see that. I think that it's going to be the same outcome in that case because Logan Paul has a stamina issue, and Anderson Silva's stamina was fucking immaculate in that fight.
Yes. Yes. His stamina
So
has always been immaculate. That's not even his thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And he can. Yeah. Yeah. I would pay to see that, but I'm not gonna.
Anderson's the goat. That's like one of my
Yeah, I
favorite
fuck
fighters
with
of all
Anderson.
time.
Yeah, for
So
sure. For
yeah,
sure, for sure. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about that Blueface. Blueface had a fight of his own.
yeah.
Is it a YouTube or a TikTok guy?
To be honest, I have no idea who the duty fought is.
I don't know. These fights are getting kind of weird now. They just fight throwing
Yeah,
anybody with any kind of clout, just throwing them in a ring against somebody and just, seeing what it can make. I think he got paid like $20,000, something like that, just to go in there and just fight. I don't think it was like a mill or nothing crazy like.
they didn't advertise it very well, so I'm assuming that I didn't know about it until it was happening.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a interesting fight. I felt like it was just one of those things where, Blueface was way bigger than him, way more powerful than him, but couldn't knock him out, and that was only because of lack of experience, clearly. But I mean, it was a one-sided fight, 100% a one-sided fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, and then afterwards, it was a little extracurriculars. Of course, Blueface won the fight, but I guess a fan jumped in the ring and was saying something to Blueface, and Blueface hit him with a bop, bleed him or something like that. What happened?
Yeah, he said that I guess the guy got in the ring, and you can look at Blueface's face. He looked like he was smiling, like, "Oh, it's a fan." But then the guy said, "Fight me." So Blueface immediately just
Yeah,
gave
tried
him
to
one.
punch him. And it came over there, like walked him down and punched him again.
Yeah,
That shit was weird. And then he
it's
got
very
tackled.
weird.
I think somebody else tried to fight too on the little tunnel walkway. And the
Really.
security had like a couple people pinned down over there.
Yeah, they got to step up their fucking game as far as production wise. You can't have shit like that happening.
Right. It's just random ass celebrities are fighting now. I know Lamar Odom fought Aaron Carter
That was just stupid as fuck.
on
Yeah,
some weird shit. And a couple other people fought in this celebrity boxing shit. So I guess there's some money in it and people are starting to do it. You better go get in the ring and fight somebody.
nah, I
Maybe
ain't
we
a
can get
fucking.
some.
I'm not a celebrity. If you put me on celebrity status, I'll definitely do that. But I'm
Nah,
gonna take the shit.
we ain't even gotta get celebrities. We can do podcast boxing.
I'm down, but I take that shit super serious. You can guarantee you'll see me lose like fucking 50 pounds, and I come in there and touch my fucking head off.
Hold it down for the Best of Bias podcast. We got
Oh,
holla at
oh
us.
God.
Other podcasts, holla at us trying to sanction a boxing match. Everybody else is doing it. Let us do it. Best of Bias, we want in.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, I'd have fun with some shit like that.
All right. While we're on the sports, let's just wrap it up with the sports X section with a bow. The new vaccination rules for the NFL. The NFL is saying now, if any team has an outbreak from COVID-19 or any of the variants or whatever that's out now, and the team is not able to reschedule their game that same week the game is supposed to be played, they have to forfeit, take a loss, and all the game checks for that team will be forfeited. Nobody's getting paid. It's kind of putting pressure on people that are not vaccinated to get vaccinated, or like you said earlier, they're gonna have to live their lives in a bubble like they back in 2020. Not going nowhere, not doing nothing, not enjoying the spoils of life. You know what I mean? So what do you feel about this new rule the NFL is implementing for the 2021-2022 season? What do you think?
I mean, like, I can understand where they're coming from because they'll probably lose a shit ton of money when these games don't happen. So you got to hold somebody accountable for it. And I understand, like, with the mindset of, the vaccines being safe, I can get it. Me personally, I don't have anything against the vaccine. I just want to wait it out to see what happens to people who've taken the vaccine.
Right.
Because, history of America has not been great when it comes to, like, medical shit and black people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the world, not just America, but the world in general. So it's like, I got my issues with it. I feel like there should be a little bit more of transparency, and like the research behind it and what it actually is.
Right.
And I think we're getting there. But I mean, it's like I will say that you see a lot of stuff online about people who have side effects from it and stuff.
Yeah.
But personally, I will say that I know a good amount of people, including yourself, who have been vaccinated for a little while now, and none of you guys have reported anything other than like when you first got it, you may have got a little sick, but
Hmm.
nobody's reported anything bad. So I don't really feed into all of the hype about it, but there is some like some little worries about shit because you hear that it's more of like a nanobot type of shit they're putting inside of you. I don't know how true that fucking shit is, but if it is, I mean, if it is though, that's
Become
crazy. Like
cyborg and shit.
not cyborg, just ways to track people more.
I feel it.
And then,
Yeah, shit.
and when they said that, like, they said that, and then they're talking about it being like magnetic. That's fucking weird too. So I'm like, I don't know, but I mean, like I said, I'm just giving like everybody else a little time to turn into zombies or not turn into zombies, and then I'll think about it. I mean, hey, I love you, my family. If you turn
Turning
into a
the
zombie,
symbiotes.
if you turn into a zombie, I'll put you out quick. I'll
Oh,
put you
God
down.
damn it.
I'll
God
put you
damn
down
it.
quick. I'll make a memorial for your ass. Come on.
Shit, man. I hope these Delta variants don't. Ugh, gosh. It's crazy out there, man. To me personally, I don't know. I just don't know. I think maybe it could be an unfair advantage too, also, because especially if the NFL knows that the team is already at the 85% threshold like they want them to be, and everybody else, like a certain team isn't, and they're on their schedule, that can make them have an easier ride to the playoffs now just because they know the
Yeah.
team is not going to budge. A lot of the players are having hard stances on the vaccine. They're not going to get it. And a lot of them, even some of the big time players in the NFL have like kind of subliminally like put out tweets and Instagram posts about it not being fair, maybe even retiring because they feel like they're getting their rights taken away by forcing people to get this vaccine to be able to play.
Yeah. And not to mention, like you said, it'd be a questionable season if they did that, and then like teams that were, slated to be in the Super Bowl or maybe even win the Super Bowl get, put to the side because of this, and now you got some team who made it there who probably wouldn't have made it there. It would be
Right.
looked at like, oh, this is the season that we question. Like, are they really the champions, or are they just lucky because the
And
other team didn't make it?
and sometimes it's as close as one game. So just imagine a team had to forfeit because they had an
Hmm.
outbreak and a team in their same division made the playoffs and they didn't because of one game that you
Yeah.
had to forfeit. That's shitty. Or think about incentives. If a player had, get one more touchdown or this many more yards and you'll get $1 million in your contract. But you're
Yeah.
not able to play that game because somebody on your team didn't get the vaccine and now your team has been forfeited. That whole check and that whole game has been forfeited.
That's true.
So
Now you messing with people's like family and whatnot and legacy.
exactly. So
So
it's like now the person that doesn't believe in the vaccine is facing internal pressure not only from the team, from the teammates because you're messing with their money essentially. And that's the one thing
yeah,
players don't play about. You don't play about the money.
you
Um,
don't.
no
But
matter what.
I feel like they're doing this to make them do it. But then if they get the vaccine and they are one of those few people who have really bad reaction to it and it fucks them up, nobody's gonna come and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You take my money. I didn't. I forced you to get it."
Exactly.
But nobody's gonna be like that. They're like, "Ah, well, you took it on your own. It's not your fault." But if they don't take it, then they're gonna be held accountable for that too. So it's one of those situations where it's a double-edged sword, I guess.
Right. And it fucks with people trying to make football teams too, because like just imagine if you're a player on the team trying to make it and another player that's ahead of you that might be a fraction better than you in the coach's mind, but he had the vaccine and you don't have the vaccine. They're gonna be like, oh wait, we're not gonna risk our whole team getting sick because you feel like you don't want to get the vaccine. We're gonna keep this guy, even though he may be a little worse than you, and you gotta go because you're not gonna get vaccinated. We're not gonna take that risk.
Yeah,
So that
that's a
opens the door for
possibility.
that kind of shit too. Favorite I guess that's prejudice or not prejudice or what is the word? You know the word I'm looking for.
Discrimination.
Discrimination. God damn it. Take that word. You got it. But yeah, it's nuts. I don't know. I guess the Players Association is agreeing on it too. So there's not really much pushback in that regard from the Players Association. They think it's right. I think it's all about the money. Everybody wants to
It's
get the
all
money
it's all
circulating.
about the money. Yeah, it's all about like at the end of the day, it's like if we have to postpone the game, you fuck up the whole season. You're fucking up. a lot of money for a lot of people, and they're trying to penalize people for it, which I can understand. At the end of the day, it's a business. So.
Do not fuck with Tom Brady's championships. Tom Brady will beat your ass if you don't get vaccinated. That should be the message on the NFL cards they send to each team. Tom Brady will beat your ass if you do not get vaccinated because he's trying to win the championship. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, we need to start a podcast with Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, and Anderson Silva.
I feel that. The
We can't put Muhammad Ali in there because he's no longer here, but put his picture in the background too.
three-headed goat.
Yeah.
I feel that. On a different note, off the sports topic, I know this was a hot topic a couple of weeks ago, but I never got to touch on it. Growing up, I went to Subway a lot, you know what I'm saying? Besides being stained with the Jared guy in our mind and the bullshit that he got, caught up with that I didn't know when I was young, the whole scandal he got caught in, I was already tainted from hearing that. But now they're telling me that the tuna there is never... It's not actually tuna and never has been actual tuna. Have you ate the tuna sandwiches at Subway?
Yeah, I used to fuck with those back in the day, get the little tuna melt thing, and it made sense because I always felt weird after eating them, like gave me heartburn like a motherfucker, which tuna don't give me heartburn.
What if I told you that it wasn't tuna? It wasn't even fish at all.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
What if I told you it was a mixture of substances to act as tuna, just to skim some money off the top to make Subway an extra couple million a year?
See, my question would be, what are those substances?
See, that's what they didn't really explain because they don't want to give away their secret sauce.
Because I can be like,
tell you how to make the Big Mac sauce.
I don't know, take fucking mustard, mayonnaise, and some pickle relish, and sit that shit in the sun overnight so it coagulates. I don't fucking know. I'm guessing. I'm joking, but I don't know. Like imitation crab is good, and I know that's not crab, although it is fish. I forgot what kind of fish it was. I forgot what kind of fish it was, but I mean that's still fire. So I wouldn't trip. I don't trip off eating that sometimes. I'll put it in salad, but it's like when it comes to fast food restaurants, you don't know what the fuck they do to make a little extra money,
That's terrible because Subway. Just imagine what the other shit is. The bacon, you think it's really bacon? Maybe it's lizard tongue.
I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
You know what I'm saying? I already hate it because they put the fucking bacon in the microwave.
I don't really fuck with Subway that much anyways. When I get Subway, I tend to get like the ones that are just like the, what's that shit again? The Italian?
Yeah, spicy Italian.
I used to get the only one that I really got was a tuna melt occasionally and the spicy Italian. I mean, I get the spicy Italian way more than I ever got the tuna melt.
I fuck with the meatball a lot back in the day. The meatballs was kind of, the sweet onion teriyaki. I fuck with that, and the chicken bacon ranch.
The meatball, you got to eat that shit immediately, otherwise you got a big ass soggy mess.
Oh yeah, I usually get the spicy Italian with the marinara sauce from the meatball, like put on there first. Ooh,
never tried that.
It's like a pizza sandwich.
That's crazy. Now I get the Italian with like a fuck ton of lettuce and just vegetables in there. I get that from my mom. Every time she would go there, she'd pretty much have a salad sandwich with like a little meat in it. And I don't know why I love that shit. I mean, but like when it comes to pizza, I would prefer vegetarian pizza over anything. I'm not a vegetarian by any means. You know that. I fucking barbecue all the time. But I don't know, when you take pizza, when you take not just pizza, like bread and vegetables, they go together really well to me.
Put a garden on your bread and pizza, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I feel that. But I just want to throw that in there because I thought it was kind of weird. I mean, Best of Bias viewers, listeners, if y'all ate Subway and y'all got, the tuna a lot when you went there, your mom was like, get whatever you want, get a 6-inch or whatever you want, and you got that tuna, you probably put little lamb, a little bit of
a little bit of chicken heart.
Yeah, chicken heart, some goat toes, and this
fucking cow tongue.
They put it in a little test tube, shook it up. I don't know what it was, but reconsider. Go ask some shit. They put up the nutrients and shit that's in the sandwiches now, but back in the day, it's like they could have been feeding you anything. So watch where you eat. Look it up first, especially when you go to Subway. I saw a video. You see that video where the lady was falling asleep on the sandwich when she was making it at Subway?
A while back, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was nuts, man.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Subway, holla at me because I love y'all cookies. Y'all cookies can be a sponsor of this podcast any day,
Your
but
cookies are fire. Yeah,
cookies is the most fire of
remember
all
we used to
time.
make runs. We used to make runs for them fucking cookies back
No,
in the
bro,
day.
strawberry cheesecake, and they had the apple pie
Right.
cookies. Them motherfuckers was fire. But I will digress because I can talk about cookies all day. So we're gonna have a bakery episode. Talk
I don't
about
even
some
like.
bacon.
I don't really like bacon that much. I don't like. I don't.
Oh,
I'm not a sweets person. You know that.
you crazy, you
Only
crazy.
when I
But
get. Only when I get drunk.
all right, all right. Let's transition into some hip hop because I know we both love hip hop. We were supposed to do a little freestyle before we started, get some
Yeah.
popping. But I see you already outside, and there's a lot of shit going on in the studio area.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we can keep it casual right now and talk a little bit about. Let's start with Lil Durk. He had a little run in with some home invaders last week. I guess I forgot where he was at. I don't think he was in Chicago. He might have been in L.A. or maybe Atlanta. Hey. I don't know. I think it was Atlanta, actually. He has a home in Atlanta. Home invaders, a couple of guys ran in his crib and exchanged shots with Lil Durk and his girl. They both shot at the home invaders, and the home invaders ran out of the house. But Lil Durk has been going through a lot of stuff recently. His older brother got shot.
Yeah.
His friend King Von, you know King Von. Everybody know King Von out there. He was recently shot. A lot of stuff going on around Lil Durk right now, man. It's just what do you think about that
Yeah.
situation?
Kudos to him. Like I know a couple people who, my loved ones who do some dumb shit similar to that, the home invasion shit. But I always say this: I fucking hate thieves, and you know, if you come inside of my house, you can guarantee that one or two things gonna happen. You're gonna kill me, I'm gonna kill you. But hey, well, I can't really have I don't have anything bad to say about that. I'm happy that he did what he did, and I mean, I don't want to say I wish death on anybody,
Right.
but if he would have popped them, at least that would send a message to other motherfuckers that hey,
Exactly.
this is what could happen to you if you come, because some people I think are young and influenced, stupidly and go and do shit like that either because of their friends or because of something, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
once you step foot inside somebody's home, they legally can kill you. I
Exactly.
mean, you're gonna die, and that person's gonna live his life. Only stress he's gonna have is that he took somebody's life.
And
You
cleaning up
know,
the mess he made in his own house.
yeah, and then maybe having a haunted house. I don't know, but
you know?
it's
Yeah.
like that would be to me. Like I don't. If I die in by somebody else's hands, I would like to die at least knowing that somebody's gonna get some kind of retribution, or they at least deserve it. But
Right.
if you walk into somebody's house and try and take their shit and they kill you, only person that deserves to die in that situation is the person that got killed. So it's
Right.
like,
Exactly. So it's just kind of crazy right now. It's like seems as though it's like people are targeting rappers and like hip hop nowadays is just tough to be a rapper because the stuff that gets you paid, the stuff you have to do to get paid and to get that notoriety as a rapper is the stuff that's getting you robbed, it's getting you shot.
you
It's
don't
just
have to. You don't have to do. They choose to do that because you got
well, you don't
rappers who,
have to, but it's like that's what the industry people buy into now in the industry. The
but they
industry
do. But I mean,
people
you
into
still
doing
got
that.
you got rappers who don't. Like even Drake, you barely see him with a shit ton of jewelry on. He
But
doesn't
Drake
get
has
not.
already been robbed.
I know he's been robbed. Okay, there you go. But I mean, like he still doesn't like do the things that make it easier for somebody to rob you. Like you
Right.
got rappers out there who buy these chains that I mean, most of them might be fake, but they claim that they're $300,000 chains and this and that. So it's like, okay, well, all I gotta do is go in your house and get this chain, which weighs like less than a pound, and I can probably go and get me a good 50 G's for it or something like that. It's an easy come up. Or you see them with these big ass fucking stacks of money they put into their head like they're fucking, I don't know, cell phones or some shit. So it's like I know it's a good chance if I run in your house, I can find a bag of money or some jewelry that's worth a lot of money. It's easy come up.
That's shitty. And that's a shitty thing to do to have to think that's what you have to do to get popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to
Even
me,
have
to
that
be honest,
mindset.
I feel like it's stupid anyways. It's like, what the fuck are you spending all that money on such a useless thing? It's so many things you could buy with that money. You spend $50,000 on a chain when you can go in for the price of three chains, you can go buy yourself some land. I mean, come on, it's like,
Unless this like sit on that jewelry and after a while they just go back and sell it back as like shit that
no,
they
jewelry depreciates by like more than half the second you take it off the fucking shelf. So,
yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, people just
like,
buy chains religiously. Do they get paid
yeah,
by the jewelers for promotion or?
no, you got to think about it. Diamonds are literally worthless. They're worthless. They don't do shit. They don't conduct electricity.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. You take them and hit them with a hammer, they will break. They're not like fucking completely solid, unbreakable. They're just really hard, and dense. But it's like they don't do shit but sparkle. You can make almost anything sparkle. You know, like when people have these diamonds that they pay thousands and thousands of dollars for, the only way you can tell if they're actually fake is if you got a professional person to come and check the diamonds, or if you have a diamond tester. Other than that, nobody knows the difference. You spend all this money on stupid shit. You're a cavalier with your finances. Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, to me that's just kind of weird too, and it's all just hip hop. It just became like one up in each other. It's like, okay, what does this person have? Let me get 3 more chains because this person has 3 chains. Let me get 4 more new chains because he got a new chain, and it's just a cycle of it. I don't see people in country music doing shit like that.
You
know what I mean?
don't. And That's
It's
because
fucking nuts.
that's because people in country music have farms and families and don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks about them. But then these hip hop artists and shit, they care so much about what everybody else thinks of them that they have to go and get these Balenciagas ugly ass shoes just because they know somebody's gonna like, oh, I know they paid $5,000 for those shoes that they wear maybe like once every other day. I mean every
And
other month or some
and
shit.
that'll get them some followers and shit, and that makes them money.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous, toxic cycle, and it's crazy, and it becomes less about the music and more so about, oh, this person seems like he's cool because of all the stuff he has. Oh, and these are people that have all the millions of followers on these social media sites rather than the people that actually do shit, that are actually the most interesting people in the world.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's the
I feel
industry
like
eats these people up.
they do. I feel like you should get better people around you to tell you where to invest your money better. That way, when the shit does stop coming in, because eventually it will. Not everybody's a Drake. Not everybody's a Lil Wayne. Eventually, that shit will stop, and you're gonna want at least to have something that you can fall back on that can at least support you. A chain's not gonna do shit for you. You're gonna be real pissed off when you take that bust down rollie that you have and try and sell it back, and you're gonna get less money because you
Because
fucked
you
it up
put
by
the
putting a bunch of
diamonds,
diamonds on
yeah,
it. Yeah, it
yeah,
looks pretty, but collectors who would normally spend top dollar for that watch, because sometimes watches do appreciate in price because because they get more popular, but they're gonna see it and be like, yeah, I do want that watch, but not with all that shit on it. So
right, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So, are you listening to any hip hop right now? Do you got a new artist out right now that you listen to, that you're saying like this is a new artist that I think is gonna be next up?
You're gonna get there's this guy that I think I saw Charlemagne the God post. I can't remember his name, but he was spitting some shit. He was I can't remember his name though. It was recently that Charlemagne posted him on his Instagram page,
Was it
and I don't know.
ESTG?
Where's he from? Is he from the Bay?
No, he's from Kentucky.
Okay, maybe it's him. I don't know. The person I saw, I went to their page, and they were like posting a bunch of other artists on their page, and I don't know if it's his page or if it's just a page that posts a bunch of different artists. But one of the artists they posted on there was from the Bay, but it didn't look like him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know who it was. He just had like way more positive rapper. I don't want to say positive, but more like knowledgeable. He was more of a real person, not just a person who's gimmicky and
I
going
talk
off
about
the
like
fads.
Simba. Is his name Simba?
I really don't remember what his fucking name
I
was. I
think it's
have to.
actually Simba. He's a rapper. He's from Antioch, actually. It's pretty epic.
Maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. And he has
Yeah,
like,
he's getting pretty. He's been doing a bunch of freestyles on with the LA Leakers and stuff like that.
yeah, that's
And
what it
it's
was
been
on.
going
Yeah.
in. Yeah, it's been going in. So yeah, he's actually from Antioch. It's hella funny.
Okay. Yeah, he got. I like him. Like his shit is more of like what I try and listen to and what I try and actually display in my lyrics now when I rap
Oh yeah, it's
compared
bars.
to
He's like
yeah.
on that level right now of like Boogie, like fucking Boogie.
Who's
Um,
Boogie? Hey, Boogie with the hoodie?
no, Westside Boogie. Remember the dude that used from LA?
Oh yeah, I do. They got bars. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
nasty. Him, Jid. It's like these rappers that are super lyrical and they can make songs with the lyricism. It's not like me. I feel like Joyner Lucas is hella good, but it's
Gimmicks. He has
yeah,
to be
it's like
something. Yeah,
gimmicky rap. It's kind of like Little Dicky Lane kind of shit
yeah.
to
It's
me.
not. It's not shit you're gonna listen to in your car all the time. You're gonna listen to it just for shock value and be
Exactly.
like, oh, this shit's good, but it's not something that I can just vibe out to. And yeah, I will agree that Bug. I found his name. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, he's the one with kind of a speech impediment a little bit, right?
Yeah, Westside Boogie is his name now.
Yeah, like his songs are dope. There's also another cat.
He does freestyle, hella freestyles now.
There's this one cat that was on that Dreamville album that came out the other year, last year.
Jid.
No, I know Jid is Jid. I fuck with Jid heavy. No, it's this dude from L.A. I forgot what his
Oh,
fucking
buddy.
name is. Buddy, that
Yeah.
motherfucker got.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
He got music. I was like, I went and checked out his albums, and
Hmm.
yeah, I like his shit.
Yeah. And he has
Uh,
another dude, J. Cole and Dreamville, that does shit with the Mez. That fool is nasty. He like you look up his Instagram too. He has freestyles. He like freestyles like shit while he builds like model cars and Gundams and shit. And
that's what's up.
he's going off. It's like dope ass bars that are just like that. And he like designed J. Cole's first shoe with the Puma, his basketball shoe. He designed it and designed the commercial and shit.
That's what's
So
up.
J. Cole has hella people around him that are fucking super. Yeah, just
I like
creative.
that. I feel like from this era of like this copycat artist, because like you know how I've always been critical for a certain artist like that, but me, I'm more of I like lyricism.
Mhm.
But I will say that like a lot of the styles that come out now, a lot of the shit is trash, but it derives from something good a lot of times. So you'll have
Right.
artists that may sound like them, but they get washed out with all this other copycats that come in and sound just like them. And
Exactly.
you have to do a lot of fucking navigating to find that one
Hmm.
that sounds good. Or maybe there's a couple of them that come out that sound good, but then there's a bunch of trash ones.
Hmm.
And I feel like because it's so like watered down and diluted with this bullshit, that people are starting to feel like, fuck, okay, in order for me to be an individual, I actually have to come with skill, you
Right.
know?
Exactly.
And I think it's starting to bite little by little, and eventually, hopefully, with the next generation, we're gonna have a bunch of just like supreme spitters. Like
Yeah.
that, the evolvement is gonna be like, okay, this is why it had to go into its cocoon for a minute to come out as a fucking butterfly. So
Did you see that show Rhythm and Flow on
I,
Netflix?
I watched some of them. I don't watch all of it, but some
Shit's
of it,
pretty
yeah.
epic because it has people rapping. It goes different stages of rap, having them battle different styles of songs, going in studio with different artists and stuff like that. And it's like a rap competition. And the person that
Mm,
actually won is the actual like best rapper.
okay, that's
D
what's up.
Smoke. I don't know if you heard of him, but
Oh yeah, you know, yeah, I did watch that. Yeah,
he
D
did.
Smoke. I like his shit. I like
Yeah,
his shit
yeah. That
actually. Yeah,
competition was dope. Season 2 is coming out soon.
he got quite a few songs that I actually fuck with heavy. So yeah,
Yeah. These fools, like people like
and
that, you give a chance. Like I did
he,
different stuff. Go ahead.
he has a brother too who sings for I think they were top. He's with Top Dog Entertainment.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember his name, but he has a couple songs that I fuck with heavy too. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. Yep. So it's like people like that. It's gonna be more about I feel like different styles. And though like everybody is not gonna be like super lyrical, it just make your own style, make that style you, and be able to ride
hmm
a beat. My thing is just stay on rhythm. You don't have to talk about the best
yeah.
content. Just stay on rhythm.
Well,
Uh,
no, I mean, I don't want to hear some elementary shit. Like, if you're gonna stay on rhythm, at least like it doesn't have to be the best wordplay, but
exactly. That's
just
what I'm saying. You
yeah, just
just
don't just be able to actually. I want you to actually have a topic, actually stay on topic in some cases, and be able to rhyme words that haven't been rhymed so often. You know,
yeah, exactly, exactly.
I
They're
don't
not
want to
hella
hear
crazy.
cat, bat, rat.
Yeah,
You know, I don't want to hear that.
yeah,
Not
yeah. Bars, bars.
all day.
And speaking of hearing the same shit, that T-Pain rant, talk a little bit about that. This is kind of the first time you hear somebody that's in the industry actually say it. Usually you
Yeah.
don't hear people in the industry say, "Oh, stop making the same shit. I don't want to hear it." You already got a bunch of little babies. You got two niggas named Baby. You got Lil Baby and Da Baby. You already got two
hmm
niggas named Baby. You ain't got to be the next Lil Baby. Be yourself, and that's what's gonna sell, man. I think more so the more people that are coming out and being individuals, I think are more so the people that are selling. That's why you see, I feel like more so at an influx in these female artists because you get a lot of more individual characteristics. Well, a lot of some of them sound the same, but there's artists that are coming out now like Tierra Whack, Chica, what's her name, Chica Chica, coming out. It's like a bunch of different
I know
styles.
Tierra Rack. I know you showed me her.
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest with her about her. Whenever she freestyles, immaculate. Her shit's
Right.
fucking ridiculous. I have not heard a song of hers that I like though, and
Yeah, I heard
I
a
tried,
couple,
I
and it's
tried.
yeah, and she does different stuff with her actual songs.
I
Uh,
like the creativity, but yeah, it's like nothing that it's like I can't vibe to any of it at all yet. You know?
right, right. I mean, personally, she's not a rapper, but Doja Cat, she's super talented. a lot of her songs sound like some of the songs that a lot of people put out already. I feel that, but she goes out there, performs, and this is herself unapologetically, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. She gives it a show, puts on a show, and people love her for that. I
I feel
feel
like
like
she's talented. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
hip hop is just a lot of people just kind of try to ride the same wave, do a lot of the same shit because it's working for people already, rather than trying to take a risk and being original. Because
Yeah.
once you grasp those fans being hella original like that, those are the fans you won't lose because damn, they have never heard something like you before, and you've grown with them. You can't just be another one of these other people because as fast as they hopped on you, that's as fast as they can hop on somebody else and
Yeah.
forget about
I
you.
mean, gimmicks. You have to hope that a gimmick becomes something real. Like rap, at one point they thought it was a gimmick, it became real, and it stuck around. But then you also have shit like disco. Where's disco at now? So it's like some people are like that. They'll come out with gimmicks and they'll just be fucking disco. And it's just for that time period, somebody's like, oh, that shit's dope. And then people forget about it real quick and they'll go back and look at it and be like, I was a fucking dumbass for doing that. I'm sure a
Yeah,
lot of people fucking went back and looked at old videos of them doing disco shit and was like, how stupid I fucking look.
yeah, that shit was
But,
kind of weird. Hey, you can't
it was
judge
very
them.
weird.
Drugs were good back then. I'm just playing.
They were good, as I think that's what it partially was. And you also got some good shit that came out of disco. You got like Michael Jackson came out of that. I mean,
I feel that.
he was doing other shit, but that Off the Wall was a disco album, even though I will argue the fuck out of that. But it was, our advertised as a disco album and it was fucking phenomenal. So it's like, you got that, but as far as the fad itself, it was short lived and rightfully so. Yeah.
Speaking of legends, R.I.P. Biz Markie. I'll be remiss
Yeah.
if I didn't mention that. Throw that in there for you guys. Yeah, he, you know, gave birth to one of the greatest love songs alive.
You
Yeah,
you got what
exactly,
I need. Yeah,
exactly.
that shit, yeah.
Without that song, we would have never got the Mario version. And the Mario version, oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's my
I
shit.
want to know your name, man. I want to know if you got a man. I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was gone. The jersey, the Baltimore jersey with the braids, he was hitting that
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, RIP Biz, you have any memories of any Biz Markie songs or anything that helped you out in life or anything like that?
I just remember that song. Like I used to fucking play that shit when I was a little kid all the time because like growing up, I'm old enough to really remember like the beginnings of hip hop and whatnot. And I mean, I was a fucking Como D fan. I used to love Biz Markie. I liked it. Even though I always thought his beatboxing was fucking suspect, it was still hilarious, and he was a character all the time. And
Yeah,
that shit always. And he was a great DJ and whatnot. And yeah, he was definitely what he missed. That's just crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, me and Chris were talking about this. I think it was me and Chris, but how like we haven't yet to see a fucking a hip hop person just really live to be old, old, old. Like they always, it's like so many of them that are just going really young. It's weird.
yeah. It is
You
weird, weird
know,
as hell.
all the legends are like, you'll hear about some of them like, oh, that guy's old, and then you look at him like, no, this motherfucker's only like 55 or 60 years old. That's not that old. He didn't make it to be like, no old status like everybody else you see. He didn't go into like what's that damn dude's name again? Sean Connery age, or Sean Connery is old as fuck. R.I.P. Sean Connery.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. RIP Biz. Do you have a Nintendo Switch yet? That's kind of a weird transition, but do you have a Nintendo Switch?
I don't, but I think Chris has two of them. I think he has two Nintendo
Well,
Switches.
I feel that the new one's coming out, bigger LED screen. They got the new Samus dropping. I don't know if you heard about that. For all you Nintendo Switch fans out there, if you ain't got one, you need to get whooped in some Smash Bros. Go get you that new Nintendo Switch. I'm promoting the shit out of that like they sponsor us, but
I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie, I do want to get back on Smash Brothers and see if I can get back to because I know that when I play the old Nintendo 64 Smash Brothers, I will still dominate anybody at that shit.
that
Oh
shit's dope.
God.
Yeah,
Every time I go to Anthony's house and we put it on, everybody has this whole like preconceived thing and how that they were the best back in the day when we used to play.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, but whenever we play now, I beat the fuck out of you guys. And I remember being the best. I got we would play, because I was Fox, I would die first, but have the most kills every single
Right.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony thought he was the best because he was fucking cheating ass Kirby, and he would just bounce around and not get fucked with by anybody, and then he'd just come in and kill a person at the end. But he'd come back, we'd win, he'd have a couple kills, and I would always have the most kills.
I feel
And
that.
So whenever we go 1-on-1, nobody would ever fuck with me 1-on-1 with Fox because I would just demolish every fucking body. Only person that would ever give me issues is Chris with fucking Pikachu,
Uh,
motherfucker.
yeah,
But
that
I was still better than him. I
I
still was
feel it.
better though.
Yeah, the new one that just dropped. They got Kazuya in it. They're starting to add Tekken characters. I definitely got to get back on it. That shit's getting
Yeah,
wild.
I want to get on it too, but I'm probably I'm gonna stay faithful to Fox and just fuck everybody up once I get good at it.
Oh yeah, he has the same fighting style. It's just they add characters on these DLC packs like every week. They got so many different characters. I haven't played it and I haven't even unlocked a lot of my characters, so I need to get on there and start fucking with it. By
The
the
only
way,
thing
go
I
ahead.
noticed that the controls are a little weird. Like the jump doesn't like hover as long as it used to, so it's like I have to get used to the movements of it.
Right, and
It's
it's like a lot of the buttons don't do stuff on a lot of the buttons are the same on the Switch,
mm,
so they do a lot of the same things, because in Smash there's only a couple buttons you press, so
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, we get into it. But I also just dropped the Twitch page. Best of Bias listeners, you can find me on Twitch, SkittyGrub1. That's the gamer tag. I got the camera up there too. You can see me with people in 2K. See me with people in my Madden leagues. Tune in and watch your boy trying to expand the content. You know what I'm saying? Play a lot of video games when I'm not making content for y'all. So I just want to make sure that I'm using my time wisely, and y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm still making content for y'all. I'm still here for y'all. So
Is
check out the
Fortnite
Twitch
still a
page.
thing?
Fortnite is. I just haven't played it in a while.
I haven't played that
Um,
shit in forever. Y'all used to play that shit. Had me on there. I was the weakest link every single time.
Oh yeah, I used to play. I haven't played in like 2 years, and it's still out. LeBron James is in it now. Uh,
The fuck.
they're doing a whole bunch of shit. All the dances are in it now. So I haven't played in a minute. I've been playing 2K, Madden, the new Call of Duty. I'm playing a lot of Call of Duty. So if y'all want to see me dominate any of those games, Smite, you got to download Smite. It's a free game on Xbox.
You always tell me I've downloaded it before. I'll delete it after like a week because I'm not really into it like that. It's just
How? It's dope.
how because I played it with you a few times and remember and like I just get bored with it after a while.
I don't remember you playing it with this. Smite.
I know exactly what it's about. It's about the gods and we got to hold a certain position and whatnot.
Oh
Everybody's a
well,
different.
it's different. That's a different mode. There's a game mode called Arena, where you just go out there, you just go head up with gods. It's 5-on-5, and you
Yeah,
just
and then
kill each other.
you try and kill each other, and if you're getting beat, you can like run away and like go back and like get your power back and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, safe zone. Yeah, I played that
But
with you a couple.
there's like three different game modes. There's one called Joust and one called Conquest, and there's different goals in different one. One of them you have to like take out the towers and shit. It's kind of scientific. I won't go into it right now, but
Yeah,
it's a fun game once I'm into the mythology and the powers that the other gods have, and going in there and just killing people with Kali and shit. It's pretty epic. But yeah, Twitch.
they got Osiris on there.
Yeah, they do actually.
Is
It's
he a big
funny.
ass cat? Not playing.
I don't think it's a cat, but
I joke. I know. I know.
But yeah, Twitch, check me out. I'm on there probably a lot because I got, this Madden season going. It's going up. But anyways, let's get back into these topics. You feel me? Meg the Stallion in She-Hulk as a reoccurring role. What do you think about that?
I don't. I mean, I'm not really a Megan Thee Stallion fan, nor am I a hater of her. I think she actually is lyrically good. She's a good looking girl, but I've never seen any. I don't really know anything about her. I don't know. Like I don't know. Can
Yeah,
she act? Can she act? Because it's
I
like
don't know, man. I thought it's kind of cool to see her do some action stuff.
I hope she. Well, I hope she just is like a supporting role, like the girl from Thor, who's like with the glasses, the goofy
Yeah,
one.
just say a couple
Because
things here and there.
yeah, I mean, but who knows? Maybe she can get some acting chops out there and actually can do it. But I mean, I'm just thinking Beyonce's status where like Beyonce was just not a good actress. Love Beyonce. Don't get me, I love her, but I never liked her in acting roles. I didn't think she was that great in it. I always think of Austin Power, and that was just, yeah. But nonetheless,
Watchable. Some of the
it,
outfits she was wearing.
oh
It's
no,
watchable.
she was ridiculously watchable. She's always watchable. I mean, Beyonce's the shit. Don't get me wrong, but acting wise, I just wasn't like the biggest fan of it. Yeah, but then again, you have other people who come out of nowhere and can act their asses off, like the girl who was in the movie with some Dream Girls. I forgot what her name was.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, she can act her ass off. I think she's playing like Aretha Franklin in a movie coming out pretty soon. So
That's epic, yeah.
yeah, so
Great voice, great voice.
maybe Megan might pull some shit off.
Maybe she can, hop into that MCU. She'll get
Yeah.
paid.
I'm just more afraid of just them making a flock with the She-Hulk because I feel like a lot of times they try and put too much energy and thought into making certain shows good when they should just do the same formula they've been doing and give it a chance to grow. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can throw all other weird shit inside there, but give it a chance to grow so that it's not a flop and people don't try and blame the fact that it's because it's a girl superhero that everybody's gonna hate it. It's like, nah,
Yeah. Give it a chance. Yeah,
they,
for that.
yeah, give it a chance to grow and then go whichever direction you want to with it. Like look at the Black Widow movie. I thought it was trash, but I still love the character Black Widow and I still love Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
Right.
And if they put another movie out today, it was a Black Widow 2, I would probably still watch it. I'm not gonna watch that first Black Widow again, but I would definitely watch a part 2.
I feel that. MCU, yeah, they never really steer us wrong. So I'm hoping that it's supposed to be a comedy. So hopefully it's not taken too seriously and they do it justice, but at the same time, it just doesn't take itself too
That is
seriously.
not true. They have started us wrong a couple times.
I just try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know.
Yeah, Thor 1 and 2 were not my favorite movies in any way,
Yeah,
shape, or form.
yeah, I feel that.
Iron Man 2, I think it was yeah.
So let's see, billionaire space race. Do you care about that at all?
I don't care about it. I mean, but like I said, when you
It
got a bunch of
happened.
when you got I mean it happened, yeah, when you got a bunch of money, you've probably done everything else you can do. Why the fuck not go to space?
Yeah. Um, what was it? Branson went to space first with Virgin Mobile.
Hmm.
They hovered I guess they were just like right above the atmosphere. And he gave a little speech about being in space. Jeff Bezos went on Tuesday of this past week. I don't know. It's just, I guess, another dick measuring contest for billionaires, seeing who can get to space first, who can get further in space. Um, but
I feel like that's like exactly what you said. It's a dick measuring contest, but like when you have that much money, like why are you trying to play with like your life like that? I don't get it.
yeah, why they have to be
Like,
on board? Why they have to be the guinea pigs?
yeah, find safer ways to enjoy your money. It's like I feel like it's that bungee jumping shit or skydiving shit. It's like the thrill of I could almost die. There's a good chance I could die doing that shit. But if I make it back, then I have that on my bucket list. And it's like, yeah, or your bucket list can end right the fuck there. It's like,
Or are you gonna be kicking the bucket?
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting to me, but unless unless they know something we don't know about the planet about to blow up or something, and they trying to leave the planet to go explore and find a new planet to inhabit, they need to chill out because I'm not about to go to space, and I'm not, would you go up
Even
there and hover the atmosphere for a little bit, come back, 15-minute ride, if it costs you 10,000?
uh only if I knew 100% sure that it's safe. Only way. It has to
Mm-hmm.
be 100% safe. I mean, because everybody like Apollo 13, those movies and shit like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of claustrophobic, so that
Yeah.
might be an issue. But I mean, just the experience of knowing that I'm in space would be great. But then I think that there's a possibility that after that first initial hour, that fucking claustrophobia kick in and be like, nah, let's get this shit back up.
Yeah. That
Let's get
shit.
it back
Oof.
down.
And I heard that Jeff Bezos, they're trying to go a little bit further than Branson and Virgin Mobile. So they're gonna do some shit about go higher and then get dropped off in the ocean after they land instead of landing it, you know, like you know what I mean? They're gonna try to
I
land it
thought, I
like
thought, I thought, I thought just, I thought he already came back. I thought he already touched down.
did he? Is that how
I,
I thought their extraction was supposed to be they're gonna drop them like land them somewhere in the ocean, they're gonna pick them up in the ocean and they're
he
gonna
didn't
try to
already
land
do
them.
it because I could
I
have
think
sworn
it may have already happened,
I
but I
saw a
listened
video
to
where it showed him like they were talking about that was his shuttle coming down, had like a parachute and shit. So I don't know.
it
I didn't,
landed right perfectly.
yeah, I didn't look too far into it because I really didn't give a fuck. But it's like,
Yeah, either way, yeah, they probably made it back safely. Who knows if it was even really them out there? Who knows? It could be all a well put together production. Who knows?
yeah,
But either way it goes, people is going out to space and exploring what's out there. Lil Uzi bought a planet, so
that's the stupidest fucking shit I've
yeah.
ever heard in my
So
life.
people are exploring interplanetary travel. So people are planning on leaving. But
I own a fucking planet. That's the stupidest fucking shit ever. That just shows the like arrogance of humans. That really
yeah,
does.
yeah,
Like you, I like granted the planet, whatever planet he supposedly bought, probably has zero life on it. But let's just say it do, and then he goes there and like, yeah, as far as Earth matters, I own your planet, and they're gonna be like,
no, you don't,
motherfucker,
nigga.
I can zap your planet to dust.
Yeah, that is kind of hard to think about. Yeah, once you get there, it's like, oh, you don't own this planet because Earth says so.
Yeah,
That's not.
like how would we as humans feel if there's another planet out there that has like 10,000 billion years further technology than us, and they're probably looking at us like, yeah, I own that planet, and then they get here and we literally can't do shit about it. We're gonna feel like
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
We're gonna be like, yeah, it's like,
that'll be whack.
yeah, that's a stupid fucking concept. So
That's the worst concept thinking about it that way. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
really think about it that way. All right, let's get into one more kind of weird topic, a little silly debate here before we get into the more serious two topics to close out this podcast, because we have been going for a little long. This episode, so with the sports and shit's gonna be about like 3 hour episode. Hope you guys are, hope you guys listeners out there have been interested and intrigued this whole time. Hopefully you drank like 2 Red Bulls and your heart's pumping and you sitting up here intently listening. Actually, don't try that at home, kids. Don't try that at home. It's just playing.
Yeah, don't
It's
even
not.
drink Red Bulls. Don't drink Red Bulls. I mean,
Yeah,
you can. You can. I will. I drink the motherfuckers.
I
But
drink too. I do a lot of that, but still, don't drink too, and just listen with intently, anyways. But anyways, quick question: is the Kool Aid man the jar or the liquid?
well, if you go with Bruce Lee's philosophy, be water, my friend, then he's
You're
both.
always
And
whoa.
yeah, yo, he says what he says, be water. He's like, because water can flow or it can hit hard. You put it in a teacup, it becomes a teacup. You put it in anywhere, like basically like, hey, you put it inside of a fucking jar. Maybe he is both.
I feel it. I feel it. Me
Yeah.
personally, I think he is the jar. You throw a little liquid and you throw a little mixing food dye color inside of him, and he becomes whatever color you want to be. And he is the jar with the eyes on it and the mouth on it. And yeah, he be busting through walls because his skin's made out of titanium, going through shit like he ate a bowl of uranium. That
Yeah.
was his theme song, Kool Aid Man theme
Or
song.
what if that's his blood and he cracks it and he drains out and then you just all watch him die? That's more of a gory
Damn,
aspect
yeah.
of it.
Fuck. That's a horrible way of thinking about it. Speaking of blood, I'm not gonna transition like that. That'd be
Uh,
terrible. But yeah, man. I saw that debate going on Instagram. A lot of people never really know if it was
a lot.
actually the jar or the liquid. But Yancey, shout out Yancey. He actually posted a video on his Instagram a couple years back. It did show a video of the jar going throughout his day, waking up in the morning, adding the powder to his head, and getting on that machine. You know, the machine that shakes your back. The old people get on, and it
Oh
shakes your back,
yeah.
and it mixed up the liquid inside his head. And then he had the red juice after that, and he started walk. He walked at the door and started living his day. So he is actually the jar. He is the jar. But I like that Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee analogy there. Be water, because that does make sense. Because if you are in the jar as the liquid, you mold to this, to what that jar is while you're full of liquid. That is a really good philosophy. Bruce Lee was the shit.
Yeah, he was definitely the shit. Shout out to Yancey also.
All right, yeah, Yancey for finding that video. One more shout out before we get into these last crazy topics. Guardians the Wasteland. I want to get exactly what the title is for you so you can listen to this podcast, audio podcast of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Just dropped. It's a collab with, let's see what the collab is with. Sirius XM and Marvel collab. It's called Wastelanders, Old Man Star-Lord. So Marvel's been putting out these like audio. It's kind of like an audio book. Just think of watching a movie without actually seeing it. Like, it has great voice acting, and it tells you a story of a Marvel character, and it's like 10 episodes each character, and it kind of just, it's a really introspective, really interesting way to listen to podcasts. It's like you're listening to a comic book, pretty much.
Oh, so they're actually like they're sound effects or just somebody
Exactly,
narrating?
sound effects, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty tight. It's called Old Man Star-Lord. There's another one that I listened to is called it was Wolverine: The Lost Trails. And then they had one called Marvels, which is one about the Fantastic Four in a Galactus situation. So it's pretty epic there. Go check those out. You can find them anywhere you find your favorite podcast, just pushing that Marvel love. You know what I'm saying? Check out everything Marvel related, while you wait for these movies and shows to come out. It'll hold you over. But let's get into these last couple topics. Let's you get into this one about the stabbing. Rest in peace, everyone.
That video was fucking horrible. I was looking online to see any articles that really went into depth. There weren't any that went into depth. There was just the ones I saw said that was in Florida, and that apparently a husband. I'm assuming because there's a video of it that he set the camera up in his room, and he starts off with the couple screwing, and somebody busts that door open with a big ass knife and just starts going ham on him. He stabs the dude first.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, he stabs the dude first. Dude runs out, and then he just goes to town on the lady. And from what the article that I did find, I don't know if it was you can't really trust a lot of these online articles because people can make a web page like nothing and just put anything they want to on there. But it said that she passed away, and the male is in the hospital in critical condition. And apparently that guy who was stabbing them was supposedly the husband. And that brings the question of like, one, would that be considered a crime of passion? Because who set that camera up? He set it up to catch him in the act. And if it is a crime of passion, which I think is a stupid fucking law anyways, because people can commit a crime of passion knowing that they're mad enough to take those 4 or 5 years in prison and take this person's life because they could have easily just walked away.
Right.
If you're married, you set that camera up, you have all the evidence to now get away from this marriage and scot free. You don't have to pay alimony or anything because she completely desecrated the marriage. So it's like, why go as far as to take this person's life? I don't understand. I mean, I understand people get hurt real bad, but it's like, dude, you got to be an adult. Kids can't control their emotions. Adults are supposed to be able to.
Right. That's nuts. I didn't see the video at all, but
don't
tell
watch
me
it.
about this story. I'm not gonna watch it at all. I mean, I'm scared to go on Twitter now because that shit might pop up.
I showed Chris, and he was like, "Yeah, this is some shit that you tell me in advance." Like I did. He was like, "No, like days in advance, so I could prepare for this shit."
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
Don't watch shit like this like after a second or something.
Right. You gotta watch it from this far away, have it all the way out here. Like, I don't know, man.
It's a real just fucking violent ass video, and you have to be like. I was watching something else that they were talking about how much more terrifying a knife attack would be than a gun attack.
Oh man.
And I'd have to agree with it 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
I think about that shit all the time. I think I would 100% rather be shot than stabbed any type of way. Any type of way. That's just nuts because if you think about being stabbed, the act of being stabbed, you're I mean, bullets too can pierce arteries and organs and shit, but knives just can slice through them like butter.
Yeah,
there's no way to stop that bleeding or stop that damage anyway fast.
There's so much more aggression behind it. You have to be up close. You have to really hate a fucking person to do shit like that. You can shoot somebody that you don't fucking know and like by accident, but you can't stab somebody to death that you don't know by accident. It's like there's no accident behind it. There's just pure intent,
That's nuts. That's nuts. Like especially, man, if your marriage isn't working and like you said, you caught him on video, that's a way to get out of it. If you just wanted to prove a point, I mean, it's also an ego thing. That's why I feel like the male ego is dangerous as hell because in that situation, you feel like you're being disrespected to the penultimate level, and that builds up aggression behind that. You can see red in that moment, but it seems like for him to come in like that, it had to be like live streaming or something like that. Was it right?
Well, I mean, it could have been like those fucking Ring cameras where you could just look at that shit and got the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like he had no hesitation. He came in like he already saw the video. He was like it wasn't like he walked in and oh my god, he had the knife in his hand. He busted open and immediately started going to town.
Damn.
It was like there was no pause in between. He didn't it was a wrap. So it's like I don't know. I've never been a person that could not control my anger, even when I get into fights, which is why I think I do so well in fights. I'm not like blackout angry. I'm not mad at all. A lot of times everything just moves in slow motion for me when I'm in like altercations and shit. So it's like I don't I don't really get mad. And if I did something, that's why I always say if I beat the fuck out of you, it wasn't because I was angry and could control it. No, I meant to do that shit 100%. So it's like I've never been in a situation where I just blacked out and came to. I hear people say it all the time, like you just get blackout mad. I've never had that. I'm getting angry to the point where it's like, okay, this person disrespected me. Now I could just leave it alone, which I do a lot of times. I just walk away, or I could just let this person know next time you don't want to do this because this could happen to you, and I'll pop you in the fucking mouth real quick. And when you wake
Right.
up, it is what it is.
Right. I feel that. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Ugh, especially in a marriage. It's like you've been through so much together. I couldn't even think about things like that. I mean,
It's
not.
that to me, it's easier to just walk away when it comes to a marriage. I feel like if she feels like, oh, this motherfucker really didn't care about me because he just walked away, and it's like, no, I cared about you, but as soon as I seen that act, that switch went off. There's nothing here.
Right. And not to be funny at all or to compare or contrast these two situations. What would you do if your wife was trying to do to you what Dr. Dre's ex-wife is doing, which is in alimony, take the $300,000 a month every every year. So that's like about $3.5 million a year paying to someone just because you guys were together. Me personally, I'm not saying just because you guys together, because I know raising kids, supporting you through your career, this and that. I don't know how long they were together in the past,
A long
but
time, but yeah.
yeah. What do you think is worse?
Clearly killing somebody is worse.
No, no,
My
not the,
thing.
not the act, not
Oh,
that act,
okay.
not the act. I'm saying cheating and ending the marriage, or ending the marriage and taking that amount of money from the spouse.
Cheating in the marriage, because my thing is in his case, and I'm a big Dr. Dre fan. Anybody who gets married knows you're signing a contract that does not benefit the men at all.
Yeah.
There are very, very little benefit for the man unless you're in a relationship where the woman is the provider and has more money.
Hmm.
So yeah, getting marriage is not never been set up to benefit the man. It's usually been set up to have like a safe fail for the woman. Because a lot of times, basically, especially in the past, women would not work. They would be homemakers. They would raise the kids, and they wouldn't have a form of income. So if something happened to where the marriage was over, they would need to have that income so they can keep taking care of the kids and whatnot. In today's society, we have women who are able to make their own money and provide for themselves,
Hmm.
yet they still have the same out want the same outcome as when they get divorced, they want the money. In his case, I don't know what his wife did. I'm assuming that she stayed at home, took care of the kids. So he knew what he was getting into. You knew the job for you took it. Me personally, I'm not getting married at all. And if I was rich as fuck, I definitely wouldn't be getting married at all because that's just a stupid fucking contract.
Yeah.
Prenups don't always hold up. A woman can say she was in distress, something like that, and it's just not always the best. And then you got people who try and shame you for getting a prenup, talking about, well, why would you sign a prenup? That's basically like saying that
You don't love me or something like
or the
that.
wedding, this marriage is gonna fail. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
nigga, I don't get life insurance thinking that I'm gonna die tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna get hit by a fucking bus. I get it just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get car insurance thinking that I'm gonna fucking take this new car off the lot and get smashed. It's like, yo, it's like it's insurance. It's what it is.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of times when it comes to marriage like that, they try and make you feel like you're a bad person for wanting that.
Yeah.
So I would I'm just me. I'm not trying to tell anybody else because I have people who I love who get married all the time, and I think I wish them the best. I'd go to their marriage, be a best man, all that shit. But for me personally, I think it's a dumb contract. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for me just
I feel
because.
it.
Yeah,
Yep, I feel it. Yeah, it's just interesting to me, man. It's just, there's good marriages, there's bad marriages, and there's the ones that are in between. I've never been married before, but I know the emotion behind it, and I can see it. I can't judge based on the emotions they feel once the marriage is broken, or after the
yeah,
marriage is over. I don't know how people feel after 20 years of marriage, how they feel about each other after, if they start to resent each other. I don't know what goes on, so I can't judge the wife, I can't judge the husband. The stabbing situation, that's a little overboard.
I could judge him for that. This
Yeah,
fucker,
definitely.
he deserves to be in jail for the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah, that's a little nuts.
Hoping they didn't have kids together, because if they did, now those kids are parentless. So it's just
Yeah,
like,
you should just came and punched them or something. You know what
you
I'm
ain't gotta
saying?
punch nobody. She just came in and with some fucking divorce papers and be like, yeah, don't
Well,
you ain't
I'm
gotta
saying if he
you
wanted
ain't
to
gotta
do
stop doing
something anyways, you
Nah, you could have easily been like, hey, all right, you can go ahead and keep pounding. You sign these papers while you're getting pounded. All right, when you guys are done, pack your shit up and leave. Take this bed with you, and
take your
yeah, and
mattress
bye.
out. I'm not
Yeah,
helping you
take
carry
that
the
shit
bed
with
frame
you.
down the stairs. Take it
Nope.
yourself. That shit's hella funny, but not
Yeah,
funny actually. It's not funny at all.
it's not
But
funny. It's ridiculous.
rest in peace, everybody involved. And man, violence,
It's
violence.
violent. But as far as like Dre and stuff, yeah, like I can't get mad at her for that. It's like people look at it like, oh, it's fucked up, and it's like he signed the papers to get married with her, even though he says it's a prenup. And now it's like, I mean, she's living this lifestyle, which I don't think that people should support somebody's lifestyle after they're out the relationship. But in her case, it's like she probably owns a house
Right.
that costs such and such millions of dollars. She's
Yeah,
gonna have
that
a
she has to pay
ridiculous,
for it. Yeah.
yeah, the property tax on that house is fucking ridiculous. The
Hmm.
upkeep on that house is fucking ridiculous. Do I think it's $300 a month worth? No, not at all.
A
That's
month.
outrageous.
People make that
That's
shit in a
outrageous.
year.
Feel
Oh
me?
my
In
god.
years,
Yeah,
outrageous.
yeah, multiple years.
And I feel like once you like leave a situation like that, it is not the other person's responsibility for you to live to remain in that lifestyle. That lifestyle came with being with this person. You know, I feel like once you're out of that relationship, all that should matter is your survival. Give that person a roof over their head, give that person electricity, water, and food. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
They should be able to then go get a job and work, do some shit to make money and on their own. And then after that shit should only be for like a minimal amount of time, you know? Because
Hmm.
I think it's sitting in here it said something about if she gets into another relationship with somebody, then it
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
But that's insensitive for her not to get in a relationship with anybody. She can just be for the streets, you know? So
Yeah. Just be dating for how long?
not even
Yep.
dating, just smacking.
Just
Just
fucking
smacking cheeks.
smacking them bows, boy. But yeah, I was gonna get into one more story, but I didn't want to end it on a super negative note, so I'm gonna leave that one out. I think it's more so appropriate. Everybody, go to the movies this weekend. Go support the movie theaters. Have them bitches come back because we need the movie theaters back for the stuff that's about to drop for MCU. I will be going to see. It comes out next week, but the Suicide Squad comes out next week.
Did,
I
did, you,
will be
did,
seeing that.
did you hear that shit about how I think that Disney Plus can't they're not gonna do that premium streaming shit anymore?
Yeah, they're gonna cancel it all out. Yeah, it's the last couple of movies. I think HBO Max still has a bunch of movies they're gonna drop. If you haven't seen the preview for Dunes,
I want to see that. Yeah.
yeah, I saw the preview. The trailer just dropped recently, so go check that out. I think
You ever
HBO
seen
Max is still doing their day and release movie things for the app. So
you ever see the original?
I haven't.
Go watch it. I mean, it's old, outdated, but I mean, it's still a good movie, a great
No,
movie.
yeah, I need to check it out. I love to see the original versions of the movie before I go watch the remake. So I'll definitely try and watch that. I know Suicide Squad is actually gonna come to HBO Max if you have it. So if you don't feel like comfortable going to the movie theaters, go support it that way.
When is that coming out again?
August 6th. So it's like two
Mm.
weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. I will be getting my TV mounted back there and a couple of aesthetic things happening the next couple of weeks as well. I'm getting that new computer so I don't have to, it's going to be a little bit better out here. But right now it's the time where I like to let them know where they can find you at. AKA, you got anything new you want to show us? We got the Rodney Danger video out right now, the visual video called the Visualizer for Rodney Danger, Peacefully Challenged, featuring Lydell, Dinero. Go check that shit out. Run it up, subscribe, like, run it up, run it up. You doing anything else? You got anything else you want to tell the people about?
No, Chris said that he has the concept for the album art, so we just got to get that taken care of, and then he's gonna do the the editing part as far as visually. And then once we get that, I'm gonna put out pretty much everything visually. Not exactly the same as Rodney Danger.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them won't have the words because that shit takes forever, and some of them will. And yeah, once we do that, we can go ahead and sit down and do something about a little podcast, just talking about it, maybe freestyle on there a little bit.
Oh, yeah. We can get the
Yeah.
people knowing who Peacefully Challenged is for sure. We got to get
Yeah.
everybody knowing who it is and get that music out there and
I
be
mean,
the first. What's up?
Like I say, I'm not trying to get famous off it. I just love to rap. That's just I like making music, but it is what
Hey,
it is.
you maybe be the first group coming out of the Best of Bias Media Group. You never know. Hey, you never know. But yeah, you know you can find your boy SAC_Lydell on the Insta, Patrick_Lydell on the Snap, the Best of Bias podcast on the Insta. You know where to find that. I just type it in, you'll find it there. Also, the YouTube, we got plenty videos up there, produced by this man over here, aka. He's been taking his time doing these videos, and they've been great, man. Subscribe, run those videos up. We got plenty more coming. We ain't got no more shows to review right now, so next episode's probably gonna be another pop culture mixed with a little bit of anime kumite, man. I'm gonna throw some battles at you. We spoke to Deshaun, so he should be here soon to rep a character, so we can get our King Doctor Strange. But in the meantime, we need to get a character so we can battle on some shit too. We'll get
Yeah,
that
think of
matchup
something.
going. Yeah, I've been writing matchups in my notebook all day while I'm at work, so I'll be throwing some more at you probably by my first lunch break. I'll have another list for you, some shit that we can do, and we can probably schedule them out.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably been done, but I was always thinking Luffy and like what's the dude from Fantastic Four? Reed Richards.
Uh-huh.
But Luffy would probably fucking demolish him. I
All
don't know. I don't.
right. Yeah, that would have to
But
be the
he is
intellect.
smart as fuck though. He is
Yeah, if I
smart.
say it had to be the intellect version of it. But yeah, we'll get some shit going. We'll bounce some characters off each other. If you guys don't remember, anime kumite is where we take a prominent character or, sometimes side characters from anime and put them up against either a video game character, Marvel superhero, DC superhero, any kind of superhero, even like, old school heroes that you grew up with. We see how the anime character stands up against them and we battle it out. It's like a debate type shit, debate type episode. We give our best points. We have a judge, and whoever the judge says rep their character the best gets the win for that day. So it's a thing that we like to do. We're trying to get it popping somewhere. We got 2 episodes so far, I believe. Blade versus Zoro, and then we
Yeah,
did Trunks versus Sasuke. So we got some
yeah.
stuff out there for y'all to check out, brother and sisters as well. I'm not gonna be discriminatory in that sense. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The YouTube Best of Bias as well. The website bestofbias.com. Anybody trying to be on the show, hit our DM. We got people wanting to hear from you. Any talents you got, you want to put on the podcast. I got plenty of talented family members, friends. You will be seeing a lot of them. I'm telling you, this content's gonna come at you in waves that you cannot believe. But for now, go check out the Instagram and click some likes. Check out the videos that we've been posting. And, stay golden. Stay golden. This is the Best of Bias podcast. You got anything to let them know, AK, before we out of here?
Shit, stay black. I don't know.
Yeah, and go watch Space Jam. Stop hating on Space Jam. It's for the kids.
Did
It's
you
not
watch
for
it yet?
you. Yeah, I watched Space Jam. John was supposed to be on here today to help me review it, but it's a little out of pocket as far as the acting. LeBron's not the best actor as expected, but it's a kids movie. It's supposed to be for the children. Nowadays, a lot of the kids have ADD, so they have like a lot of fucking flashing robots jumping, boom, boom, clack, clack, a whole bunch of different shit going on at once, and that's what Space Jam is. The Looney Tunes are in it, and the Looney Tunes aren't even the main draw of the movie. I think Don Cheadle did a great job being the main villain.
Don Cheadle, you got to get somebody in there who knows what they're doing. So yeah.
Right, yeah. So it wasn't all bad. Lil Rel was hella funny in there. He had some funny parts in there. So it's not all bad. There's some funny, really funny parts. The nostalgia of the Looney Tunes is still there. It just kind of goes overboard to try to please the kids nowadays because, like I said, they need a lot to,
That's their consumer. So you
Yeah,
got to do what you got to do.
exactly. So I can't pit it against the movie that I watched when I was a kid because to the adults when I watched it, they probably thought it was hella dumb as well. So, and Michael Jordan probably wasn't the best actor.
Oh no, no. I mean, I was a little older than you back then, and I fucked with Space Jam. I only saw it like twice, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I mean, I was
Right,
only,
yeah,
but I'm not hella older than you. I'm like,
exactly. So,
I'm like 8. I'm like 8 years older than you. I don't know.
yeah, but did you see it when you were 30?
I've not seen it since I was 30.
Exactly.
I'm afraid to. I'm afraid to see certain movies that I loved when I was
Yeah,
young.
yeah. So that's how it probably is for me seeing the actual Space Jam 2 now as a 30-year-old opposed to like a 12-year-old, 15-year-old going to see it now. They're probably like LeBron and their favorite characters are all in it. And it's like half like superheroes, half Looney Tunes, half fucking stupid comedy, and that's what the kids are into. TikTok dances and all that kind of shit. So go see Space Jam. Stop talking shit about it. Let LeBron James bask in his glory. First NBA
LeBron
player.
James.
First NBA player to exceed $1 million, $1 billion in earnings while playing. So give that man his flowers while he's here and doing his thing, because he's doing a lot for us right now. So it is, without further ado, this is the Best of Bias podcast, and I'm gonna give y'all my theme song because I know y'all been waiting for it. We'll get a full version of this theme song out too very, very soon. But for now, you guys stay, like I said, stay golden. Keep coming back. Keep downloading these podcasts, and I'm gonna keep giving them to you. It's the Best of Bias podcast with my theme song at right here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.